What about a person or their belongings says to you, I'm poor but trying to be pretend rich? A blue-collar job driving a luxury car. I mean, who the hell do you think you're fooling? A Mercedes C-Class, just drive a nice Toyota or something. Adults driving a BMW or Mercedes but renting a small apartment. Does not compute. A lot of rich people live modestly but have their pleasures like BMWs or Mercedes. Look at Tim Cook. Rich off his tits but lives in a 2-bedroom condo on an unassuming road. I know a guy who pulls in $250,000 a year, but lives in a vintage Airstream trailer, granted, it's pimped out and completely renovated, that he inherited from his family. He likes taking off on a Thursday evening and hitting the road with it till Sunday back to a spot that rents for $200 a month from a farmer about 20 miles. Debadged cars, or whatever the term is when someone removes all the logos from their car. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like they're trying to hide that their sports car is low-end. If you really drive a Lambo or Ferrari, why would you debadge it? Ford Mustangs veni frappuccinos and coffees from Starbucks all the time. A poorly maintained high-end car. Credit card debt. Constantly bragging about their high-end products. My old boss would lease top-of-the-line vehicles and high-end homes neither he couldn't afford. He would brag about them and make everyone feel like they're beneath him. Last time I checked, he can't even afford to pretend to be rich anymore and his gold-digging wife left him. Meanwhile, the legit rich people I know never flaunt their wealth because money doesn't really mean much to them. They're just whatever about their wealth. Driving a nice car and parking it in mom and dad's driveway. Of course, you can for an expensive car since you ain't helping pay rent or mortgage. Oh, and people who wear Jordans and have the latest iPhone who beg their landlord to let them pay rent late and take advantage of government assistance. SMH renting a regular apartment and driving a very high-end car. What I've noticed is actually loaded people buy luxury brand items that are very understated, like a black Louis Vuitton purse with a small LV emblem, maybe only visible on the zipper or something. Poor people pretending to be rich will spend all their money on something that will let everyone know it's a Louis Vuitton bag, like those typical ones that have the logo all over it. Voting Trump having an iPhone and expensive clothes, yet always steals the pencils people lend you. Clearly majority of this thread feels that spending money on anything but the cheapest possible thing makes you a wannabe rich welfare recipient. Many people that are well off have a passion for fashion, others are car enthusiasts, some prefer a minimalistic style and have a small apartment, who gives a fuck? Everyone prioritizes their funds differently based on their preference, so rarely will you have someone who fits the cookie-cutter rich person stereotype. A lot of you need to understand that, and I can't stress that enough. Are you rich yourself? No? Then how would you have any idea what all rich people do? However, I agree that the vast majority of people that do flaunt their wealth are drowning in debt trying to keep up with and/or impress everyone else, largely depending on your location, of course. Any designer product with huge logos or the logo placed all over the product. Most people who can truly afford nice things don't need to broadcast to the world that they can.